Yeah, for sure. Potatoes are definitely potatoing.
Gotta get those.
I think we're gonna end up with lots of potatoes.
Yay!
And we're not upset about it, so
No.
we
Well, good morning from the ridge.
Good morning from the ridge.
Yeah.
Oh, what a beautiful day already this morning. Already starting to warm up, but
Doing our watering.
we're loving it. We got the chickens out and giving everything its morning drink. It's a little later than we try to do this before, which the sun's not too hot yet, but
I think it's really hot already.
Yeah, if you're in it long enough, you're sweating. But we like to water these, and you know, being in the planters, you know, typically in the ground you don't want to water the plant, you want to water the dirt, but we're just trying to keep these along. We gotta keep
them alive till we can get them planted.
Yeah, we're working on some projects to get things planted in the ground or in the dirt anyways, whatever that looks like that. So gonna work on some raised beds. This will be our project for today. Think we're gonna build some more, but we got to get that finished filling. I know we'd had some questions about it, and yes, we're throwing extra choke on my own spit, throwing some extra sticks, twigs, leaves, getting some good stuff in. We used some of our topsoil that we had here already, put that in there, because it's that hard clay mixture, and what we're hoping for is if we mix that in and then we'll top dress it with the good topsoil, and over this growing season when it's all done, we should be able to come in, and if we decide to relocate these, which is a very high possibility, we can pull all that soil out, and it's already gonna have the composted whatever was behind or underneath the topsoil, and amend it all together. It's going to be our winter project for sure, is figuring out how we take, and I know it doesn't look bad, but this stuff is, let me grab something, like it's just, and that's all from the first inch or two that I could do with a tractor bucket. So yeah, we're gonna figure out how to kind of put all the soil together and then mix it up. I don't know, the best, maybe somebody's got a cement truck and we can somehow load it all in there, mix it all up, and then pour it out. That, I haven't seen it done before, but that'd be a great idea. This may end up being our permanent garden spot. We may clear more land and make a bigger garden area and move all this. We don't know. Yeah, for sure. Potatoes are definitely potatoing.
Gotta get those.
I think we're gonna end up with lots of potatoes.
Yay!
And we're not upset about it, so
no.
We're gonna get going with this. Our topsoil supply is dwindling. So if you remember, and that was one of the first conversations I think we had, an in-depth conversation with Jerry, Butler Family Farms, was talking, and he had seen the video where I went to offload that pallet with the tractor. If you haven't seen that, go back and check it out. And he's like, no, please don't. Yep, you're gonna try it, aren't you? And so to find out what the result of that was, go back and check that other video. But yeah, this is getting our day started. We're gonna finish this watering, go get us some breakfast, and just get ready for the day. It's a beautiful day. We had a nice easy day yesterday to get ourselves re-energized and motivated, and we're gonna get out here, get dirty, y'all, and just love life. Get one with the earth. So we'll see you in a bit. So, all right, breakfast is done. We went to start getting to work, and you know, I found the secret key to being a YouTuber, yo. We're just getting started, so we didn't really know, and then it hit me. You want to do YouTube, show everybody out there what you're doing with your life, you gotta have the camera. And then you gotta actually turn it on and record. Who would have thunk it, right? Okay, so I know we did some of this the other day. I don't remember what's on video, what's not, but I know we did a little time lapse or something. But just these grow bags. So honestly, it wasn't until we were over watching Mike and Lissa, I didn't even know they existed. Over at DD5, they're Drifting Dreamers 5. Go check them out. That guy, I start hurting watching him. I do. He has so much energy. And it's not just for the camera. That's what we've had comments here and there, you know, how he's impressed us, and it's because that guy's energy level just doesn't stop. He's just go, go, go. And which is awesome. So if it gives you a little bit of incentive to do something. Now we're just digging straight out of here because this feels, when I dig down with my hand, it's kind of cold. So I don't know all the scientifics. Okay, so you get distracted because, you know, squirrels and things are in the woods, but I'm trying to see what it is, but there's a dog-like something. I can't tell if it's a coyote or if it's a dog or a fox. Okay, so we're gonna have to keep our eye out for that from now on. First one that we've seen been on the property. And I know the other day we somehow, I think Tara had already done something with it, but we got down like three of the young chicks after we put them in here. Of course, they don't like to stay in, but all right, well, how about that for a squirrel moment? But when I got a better look at it, yeah, definitely coyote. So we're gonna have to watch that. I just had a coyote walk back there, babe.
What?
There's a coyote back there.
A coyote?
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I don't know all the scientific stuff with all this. You're supposed to let it sit, and it still got bigger, but the chickens have been on it, and maybe it's because we leave it too long, but then it gets their hard layer from them pooping on it and walking on it, and it gets this like crusty layer on top. So I don't know if we need to just like start scoop, but that's where all the poop is, so that's got the nitrogen. So it's probably where maybe once a week, or you know, every week or every 2 weeks or whatever, you should take your pile out and then put it into another ring. And maybe we need to make another ring so we can kind of do that once a week, is pick a day and transfer. But we need the stuff, and it's not hot. Like if any of you have been successful with composting, at least more successful than us, and well, that doesn't take much. You'll feel it, it'll be warm. And if you're ever around a compost pile or something, you know, you'll see when it's actively composting, there'll be steam coming from it on like a cool day and stuff like that. But yeah, which I think earlier I started to say, but it's squirrel moments. Always keeping you down, right? I didn't know something like this until we went and watched their video of them doing it. And of course, Mama's like, oh, I knew about those. Well, I don't know nothing about gardening. So you take a plant, you put it in the ground, it's supposed to grow. But I'm gonna go ahead, set this up. I'm gonna fill up all these bags that we got, and then we can top them off with some topsoil and start getting some of Mama's plants in. So, all right, watch along. Okay, and just like that, there's, I think, 14 more. Yep. 14 more grow bags. So we done these before, I don't know, in the last couple days, I guess. Not before we had left, but we did these ones before. Mama already got those planted. We put them on the table. And then these ones will go ahead and get filled. And we're probably gonna put those over in around the foundation where we don't know that we want to put up raised beds necessarily. And if something starts growing or not growing too horribly with these grow bags, we can kind of move them around and put them wherever. And if it goes far enough, well, the bags, just like the buckets, we can put it in the bucket of the tractor and move around. So think we're gonna go ahead and try to start finding what I need to do is, so she started this bed and her and Jake were dwindling this pile down a bucket at a time, you know, and that seems like a lot of work. So what I'm gonna do is probably find me a pallet really quick. I need to get this metal. I'm gonna get it, we'll get it, the forks on the tractor, and then get the metal, put that on a pallet so that when it is late, when I need to move it later, we can move it a whole lot easier and get it out of the way. And when that's out of the way, I can use the bucket of the tractor and dump leaves, sticks, twigs, stuff that'll start composting in the big bed there, and then we'll just top dress it like we've been doing. But if I move this, I can actually get to that wall with a tractor. Plus, as you can see, this stuff's in the sun. So that's where we want some of these grow bags, possibly raised beds, this whole kind of area. Now I know this is shady right now. As the sun keeps moving up, we'll get some more sun into there. And eventually, like we said, it's that never-ending story of someday we'll get to it. We will be getting things thinned out further and further, but to get our plants in some dirt doing plant things, that's the plan. Wish us luck. Okay, so got that topped off, do a little bit more leveling and just kind of smoothing it out a little bit, chopping up any of the big chunks we can, and it'll be ready. I think though we're gonna run into a dilemma of
Being out of dirt.
out of dirt again. What are you doing, lady?
Planting Romas. I had to be selective in my reductions because Romas are my favorites. So Romas it is. And of course I'm just deadheading the bottoms or whatever you want to call it, pruning them. And hopefully they'll be all right. But these containers, they're only big enough for one plant per container. And because we filled them with compost at the bottom, I can't really root these as deep as I want, but we'll have it good. Of course, it's got some golden nuggets of poo in there. God's perfect fertilizer. So I'll get Romas planted in these, and until I get other lick tubs, I'll probably leave these right here because I think this is where they're gonna get the most. And then the table isn't working out, so maybe we'll use the peppers and we'll go along the back side of the
We didn't build it for being on crooked,
no,
and
no. Or for that much weight.
it's not wanting to hold that much weight, so need to do some shoring up. But those bags will end up just coming right off there, and we'll line them up.
Line them up over along the back side, because
where we just cleared all that metal and stuff. So I think Jake and I are gonna come over and just kind of put them spaced out a little bit, but right along this wall right here. Maybe we'll even get 2 rows, but
no, I don't think I want them over on that side because they're not going to get the afternoon sun. Peppers need full sun, so do tomatoes. So I'd have to put them along the top of the block.
on top of the block.
Yes.
Okay,
And hope that they get enough sun there.
we'll go on top of the block then. Mama says put them there, you put them there. All right, guess we'll get to work.
When we get more dirt.
I've got 3 more bags. We can.
I want to be able to plant every single pepper that I have left on the table.
Where's your tag labels for these?
I didn't have them. When I ran out of tags, I did the wooden one that says Roma with the 2.
We know how that works, y'all.
These are all Romas, so we can refer back to our videos that every single tomato in these grow bags are Romas.
Till we move them and forget, and we don't film that part.
All right, I will.
Okay,
you'll
so
hold the
we're gonna
hose for me.
evidently hose Mama off, at least her hands anyways. And then it's gonna be lunchtime.
I'm gonna
Take a
cut
little break.
Some more lettuce and we'll have more salad.
Fresh salad from the garden, y'all. Don't get no gooder than that. All right, we'll see you after lunch. Later. Okay, so got lunch out of the way, sat around and kind of cooled off a little bit, waited for the clouds to roll in and give us some shade. It was getting awfully warm, and all 3 of us were kind of overheating. So Mama's working on doing some laundry too, so a little bit of multitasking, which never a shock with her. So getting that done, we're gonna get back at it. I think she's got some more peppers she wants to try to plant. I don't know where she's going to plant them. It looks like everything's planted. There are 3 more bags of topsoil, so I guess we'll find out where she's going to plant those. What I'm going to work on, and probably go, walked all the way down here and forgot to grab Jake out of his cabin, but we're going to go ahead and start planing some of the boards. So I know you've seen in the other videos that we did, got the cabinets installed, which is super exciting, super stoked, but now we need countertops. We want at least 1 inch. So to do that, we're gonna have to take 3 boards, glue them together, and then cut it down, which then that leaves some other boards to use for whatever. And we've got to plane up some boards for the open shelving. So next to basically both sides of where the kitchen sink is at are gonna be open shelves, and it's just gonna look super awesome. She got some cool brackets, and we're gonna use that same pine. So we're gonna work on that, because, well, the other great part of it is all the millings. So the millings can also, we've been using them to top dress all the plants, and that's been keeping the water in and working great. So all right, but that's the plan. Now let's see if it actually happens. Maybe. Okay. Well, I don't know at what point the camera battery died, because, well, we were just on a roll. But that's 4. So I did modify a little bit. I don't know if it caught it on the part of the time lapse or not, but I did the first board, and I know I said that we were going to go down to 3/4 because that's the tallest setting that's on the machine, but then I remember that setting is adjustable. So we got her down. I used the first board as a test piece to see exactly how far we needed to mill it down to shave them, because they're averaging between 1 inch to 1.25 inches thick. So we did the first piece and got her down to 7/8 right on the dot, and that was both sides, nice and smooth, everything planed off them. So I went ahead and adjusted my little stop to where it would make them all. So that's almost 1/2 inch, you know, 1/4 to 1/2 inch that we're planing off them, and that's a lot of passes through the planer. But they're coming out really good. Mama's getting some good sawdust shavings for the garden, and we got some more boards to do yet, and I've got to start doing some of the 8-inchers, but picking through some of these ones. They've been sitting outside, and I should have had them covered, but they weren't stickered right, and yeah, there's all kinds of problems. Woulda, coulda, shouldas, but it didn't. So we're just dealing with it. The lumber that'll be left over, if it's warped, cupped, or whatever, is not really gonna matter, because I think we're still gonna build some raised bed garden areas for them. And yeah, so try to get a couple more boards through yet. I think looking at the sun, we got a little bit more time. We started off in the shade pretty good, but now the sun's hitting our spot, and I'm not packing it all up to move it. We put the tarp down, try to catch as much shavings, which looks like it's doing a pretty good job. So we'll get a few more done. I'll come back and let y'all know how it went, because, well, you can only watch a feller push wood through a machine and make lots of sawdust and noise just so many times. So I'll let you know what's going on. Okay, so we got 6 of the wide ones, 2 of the narrow ones done. She took some of our shavings, but it's an 8x10 tarp, about 2.5 foot, 3 foot tall, right in the center. So Mama's got lots of shavings, but it's time for us to go have a cold snack and enjoy some of our friends on the old YouTube machine. So we it's always good, you know, having a couple days a week that we get on with some of the lives, and gives us a good break to kind of stop for the day. I mean, it's been hot, we've been going, yet we can get on, hang out with them online for a little while, have some camaraderie there, and then finish up what we need to for the evening. And yeah, it's a good plan for us. If anything, it gives us a good reason to take a break. I mean, what do you think?
I'm already showered and done. I'm just doing laundry.
You what?
I already took a shower and I'm doing laundry.
See how she is, y'all. You
now
see
I
this?
gotta make supper.
Down there just huffing and puffing the sawdust, and
I planted over 50 peppers today.
I planed 8 boards. It took twice as long. Them boards are fun. Actually, I think that was the first batch of the 8-inchers that we ran through the planer, and you can actually take a little more off of those. How much you can take off is based of how wide the board is. So of course the wide boards being 12 inches, you can only do 1/4 of a turn, which if I remember right, it's like a 64th of an inch every time you go through, and you don't want to try to take more than that. So being able to do half a turn, that's big. I mean, technically gets it done.
And nice mulch.
Yeah, and good top dressing, and when we get to that point and we're using the composting toilets, it's gonna be great for those. So we're gonna sign off here, y'all. Don't know how much more will be in this video, or this ends the video, but I mean, you'll find out if we come back and say hey. So, but That's it for us today.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Peace out.
Later.